Sadnam aloha, everyone. Welcome to the live stream. And I don't usually do live streams on Saturdays, but I wanted to get one out. I've been very, very tired recuperating from the retreat last weekend and, the geomagnetic storms and all of that. I'm sure other people are relating to that kind of fatigue. So today I wanted to talk about the full moon on the 25th. So if you could write down your human design type profile astrology, if you feel called to, and we'll talk about the full moon. So the first thing I want to mention is, because it's really interesting that this 34, you see the moon is in the 34.3 and the earth is in the 34. And then, of course, the sun is in the 20. So the 20 is coming off the throat chakra there. And then the 34 is off the sacral. So that creates a channel and definition, it's called in human design. And this is the channel of charisma. Charisma, right there. So this is an important channel, and they oppose one another, the 3420. The 3420 oppose one another, these gates. They're called programming partners. And there's only a few of them that actually oppose one another, and then they make a channel as well. So just for your information, because I love teaching, is the 43 and the 23. They're not completely defined, but that's another one, right? And then the other one is the 37 and the 40. Those are the only three. But this is one of them, the 3420. So why is the 3420 of interest? Well, we want to go and I want to give you a context because I'm a projector. So remember, if you don't know your type, if you're new to human design, then go to jovianarchive.com, get your free chart. I always have a link in my information box. So you can see we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're in the sixth epoch, right? This is the evolutionary process, direction, and towards oneness. So this is our evolution according to human design. So we can see that we're in the last epoch here, and we're finishing up this one right here. Look at this, 1615 it started 400 years ago, and it's ending in 2027. So there's keys and locks, they're called, keys and locks. So the keys here for the cross of planning that we're leaving is 3740, that I talked the channel of community. But look what we're going to, 3420. This is for the cross of the sleeping phoenix. So this is what we're going to be entering 2027. So what does this mean? It means all of humanity is going to be motivated into a whole new direction. Whether they know it or not, they'll be affected by this program. So there's the 3420 and then the 5559. So you want to look at your own natal chart if you have these activations. If you have the 55, the 59, the 34, the 20, then you're going to be very, very impacted by this 2027 coming up. Okay, so that's that for the 3420. And then I also wanted to mention about Pluto, just for some more context. Let me just get my little, you know what I can do? I can disappear myself. There we go. Pluto. Let's look at Pluto here. So this is the mandala, right? The human design mandala. So you can see that there's the 12 zodiac signs, right? But within the zodiac signs, there's all these numbers. This is what human design, these are the gates or the hexagrams, you could call them. The gene keys, if you follow the gene keys. Well, it takes Pluto 248 years to move all the way around the mandala. It moves really, really slowly. So clearly not in our lifetime, right? So when it reaches 41, that's the start codon of everything. And that's down here off the root chakra, the 41. So this is a star codon. This is like the capital letter of every sentence. So every human experience begins with this 41. And Pluto gave us a little sneak peek here, right? So Pluto moved into the 41 on April 12th of this year and then stays at May 23rd. That's the day of the full moon. So just hours and hours after the actual time of the full moon, it's going to be moving back into the 60th gate, right? So we had a little sneak peek from April 12th to May 23rd for the new. What's the new experience, right, for you? Yeah, what are your new experiences coming up? You probably have a little idea now of what they are. And now Pluto's going to move back to the 60th gate. That's down here. And that's the shadow of limitation. It's the shadow of limitation. So it's back there. So we're going to see this with the collective, right? And that's going to go until next year, January 29th, 2025. In the new year for human design, the new year is not December, and it's not January 1st, 2025. It's all about, it's around January 21st, 22nd, and that's when the sun moves into the 41, because it takes a year for the sun to move around the mandala. So it's back in that shadow of limitation, and the 60 is all about old. It's like letting go of the old consciousness so that we can launch into the new. And then it's back in the 41st gate on January 30th, 2025 until August. And then it's back into the 60, right? August 21st to December 5th, 2025. And then it's back in, right, in the 41st gate, December 6th, 2025 of next year. And then that will take us right to January 2029. And we'll be fully in this new energy. Okay, so that's what else is going on May 23rd. And not to get too hung up on that word limitation, right? That limitation. Because remember, we can transcend out of our limitations. Limitations to me are necessary in the creative process. We need limits. You know, if you look at creativity, let me get my white screen back up here, is like, let's look at creativity here. So if we look at creativity as a spiral, right? If we look at creativity as a spiral, right? This is the feminine energy. Creativity as a spiral like this and this. Right? It goes on infinite for infinity. It goes. Well, there's no direction, right? The direction, this is the feminine energy, and then the direction is let's put blue here. Blue is the masculine energy. So that gives it direction, right? But we need this container, these bounds, right? In order to manifest. So limitations are good, right? Are good. And that fits with what I'm going to talk about today, actually. Okay? So let's go back to the full moon and let's look at the astrology quickly here. And so we're still in the Taurus party. And by May 23rd, the sun is in Gemini, so it's moving into the early degrees of Gemini, right? And opposing that moon, 2 degrees Sagittarius. But there we have Venus and Jupiter together. These are like the stars, right? Very, very positive. We always love when we see Jupiter and Venus together. So that's a very positive thing. And it's 29 degrees. But something we've got to talk about, something is, right? It's a full moon, so something has to come to completion for the full moon. So something's being illuminated for you. And the new moon, if we want to look at cycles, right? The new moon was December 12th, 2023. and Sag. So you want to look back at what was going on in December for you in 2023, right? The new moon, something got seeded, and then something's coming to a culmination point for the full moon, and it's about a letting go, right? It's about a letting go. Full moons are all about letting go. So if we go back here to the human design chart, well, the 34.3 is the moon, and that correlates to, we're talking 2 degrees Sag, right? And this correlates to the 8 of Wands, right? So this is very, very fast moving in the tarot deck. And remember, this wasn't picked intuitively, right, by me. This is like a system. Let's see. I don't know if you can see that card. There we go. There, you can see it better now. Right? So this is about fast-paced change. It's about movement. Well, Mercury and Sagittarius, that's what it aligns with. And this is about being in the flow, but it's about communication, right? Fast movement. So, right, you're like, that's really, really good. Yeah, I really like that for the full moon. But you have to remember it's about letting go, right? The full moon's about letting go. This isn't about new. This is about letting go this way, right? This way of working. So, and it's connected to the 34. So let's just talk about this, the 34. Well, it's the shadow of force. It's the shadow of force, the 34. And this one is trying to force, and it's the gift of strength. Let's look at this. So it's the 34 is the shadow of force. It's the gift of strength. It's the city of majesty. Majesty, right here. So we've got to look at this 8 wands from this perspective, because this can be forced. Well, I'm just going to throw my wand willy-nilly on anything, right? This is the caution. I'm just going to take all that energy. This is especially for the generators and manifesting generators. And I'm just going to throw those, like throwing pasta on the wall. I'm just going to see what sticks. I'm going to throw my wands out into the air with no direction, no limits, right? And just see where they land, right? So there's no intention here. There's no intention here. So this is not a good use of your energy, okay? So let's look at force, this idea of force. Well, the shadow is always the not self, the not self. So the not self in human design is about your ego mind. And remember, I call this willpower. Because the way I look at it, I approach human design in a spiritual way. And the spiritual way is ego as part of your mind. It's not part of your willpower center. The ego can use the willpower center, but it's not the willpower itself, right? So it's part of your mind. So not self is the mind, and this is the shadow. So the shadow of force, this is about not trusting life, right? I need to take over. I need this to go faster. It's not happening on my timeline, right? So this is interfering with life's energies, the life force energy. And so the fear here is nothing will happen unless I make it happen, right? Nothing will happen unless I use force. So this is very self-absorbed. The 34 and 20, this is a pure manifesting generator channel. If you have this channel, you're a manifesting generator, right? Because it goes right from the life force energy, your generative energy right here, the sacral, right to the throat to manifest. And this can happen so quickly when the mind takes over, and then you're completely wasting your energy. And manifesting generators are renowned for wasting their energy because they have so much of it. And they're often have to go through, it's called skip steps for the MGs. right? Because they move so fast and they're not intentional and they're not present with their energy. They have to go back and repeat things because they make tons and tons of mistakes. They have to go back and apologize for doing stupid things and saying stupid things, right? Because of this skip step. So this is a warning for us all, because this is activated, that we have to be present. That's the 20. The sun's activating that. Is we have to be present. We have to be self-aware, right? We have to be self-aware. And we are not self-aware when we're in our mind. We've been hijacked, right? In the mind, in our conditioning. Because the not self is all about conditioning. It's all about not being present, not being aware, right? Aware of how we're using our energy. So the mind is saying, the mind is what gets impatient, right? The mind is what is impatient. The mind is not rooted in the present moment. The mind is very, very bored. The mind is very, very bored with the present moment, right? So it's always looking for distraction. It's always looking for the next thing to consume, right? So to me, this is about enacting. The 3420 is all about acting without considering other people, right? Not aware of your environment, not aware of other people, just acting, right? So it's best. The lesson here is that we need to take inspired action, right? So if we go back to the feminine and masculine energy again, the masculine energy, when it's not connected to the feminine, then it's run rampant, right? It's just going to be automatically destructive. The masculine energy has to be connected to the feminine, right? Yang responds to yin. So this is when you're aware, you're self-aware, and this means your actions are from a real place. They're from your yin. That's, you take inspired action. You take your orders from your yin, not your mind, right? Not your mind. So this is what's saying, this full moon is to stop this, and it's about slowing down, right? The full moon is telling us that it's time to slow down and be more intentional with our actions. And then also, it can go the other way too with this 3420. The 3420 can be giving away their power to other people. So they can be bullyish, right? They can be bullies, the 3420, or they can be, this is like in the shadow, or they can be giving their power over to bullies, right? So you've got to watch that. So it's just our way of acting in the world has to be more intentional, and our 8 of Wands has to be more intentional, right? More intentional, more grounded. And then this is when you're acting in harmony. Inspired action will always serve the whole. It will always serve the whole of humanity, right? If it's just run rampant, the masculine not connected to the feminine energy, this is within you, every one of us, then it's going to be destructive towards the whole. So you've got to trust. You've got to be in the present moment. This is what this is saying, to be in the present moment. And also to note too, I'm just going to flip around here. Remember I talked about there's tribal circuitry, and there's collective circuitry, and then there's individual circuitry. So let's look at this, right? So the 24, individual. What's activating the 24? Mercury. The 23, in Uranus, individual. The 8, individual. That's Venus and Jupiter, right? The 3420, individual. The 5125, individual. The 22, individual, right? And the rest are collective. That's a lot of individual, right? How many is that? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, What was the 22? Yeah, the 22. I forgot the 22. There. That's a lot of individual circuitry. So what's that telling us? Or individual channels, sorry, because they're not all defined, just the 2551 and the 3420, is this is about your authenticity, right? And this is the cross of the sleeping phoenix. We have to be our authentic self. So this is another way force could be used. It's like trying to fit you're a square peg and you're trying to fit yourself into a round hole. We do this all the time, right? This is the not self. So we have to be our authentic self. That's what this full moon is saying too. So to let go of this, right? Why am I even stopping and taking a pause? Why am I doing this? Why am I taking this action? Am I trying to please somebody? Am I looking for their approval or their validation? Am I trying to fit in? Just to take the pause and ask yourself the question, right? Those questions. Right? Is my action coming from my authentic self now? Is it coming from a true place? Am I using my strategy and authority, my human design strategy and authority? To look at that. And so let's look at the gift here, the city. Well, this is true strength. True strength is when you're connected to the yin, when you're connected to your soul. That's your true strength. Your strength isn't this, like your muscles, right? Your physical strength. That's what the shadow of force is. I'm going to force this to happen, right? I'm going to use my ego and not self. Your true strength is when you're aligned with, right? You're aligned with your greater self. And this means you're aligned with life force energy, right? That's your true strength. And then it's majesty. That's the city. This is when you're the king or queen. The king or queen. This is when you let things come to you, right? Generators and MGs, right? All you have to do is respond. You just need to be the king or queen on your throne and let things come to you, and then you respond with a yes or no, right? You don't go running out, throwing your wands, right? You're out of your throne. You're out of your power. So this is what this full moon is saying, to let go of this. Right? And to also initiate. We still have this. The south nodes moved. The nodes have moved. But look, Mars is still in the 51. Right? The 51. So this is the channel of initiation. It's being initiated into a whole other state of consciousness, of love, right? Self-love. Self-love and direction. And then we've got eights, and eight's my favorite. I love the 8 because my son's in the 8. Venus and Jupiter right there, activating the 8. And this is about you being your authentic self and making a contribution to the whole. But it can't be forced. It will move through you. So it's about trusting. You watch a pet. Pets really teach you that, right? Pets move when they're called to move. It's like consciousness moves through them and then they move. It's the same with us if we just stop and trust. Consciousness moves. Things get done. It's the doing without doing, right? It's consciousness is doing everything. It's just like if an MG and G, you're responding to that. Yeah. Okay. And then another reminder for people is, what's this, let me move me out of here. This is the evolutionary pathway of awareness, right, that we're moving through. Okay, good, you guys can see that. We're moving from physical to mental to emotional to frequency. This is what we're headed for. This is the solar plexus mutation, right? We're moving into frequency, vibrational awareness, right? But we need to move through this, the emotional awareness. And this is felt perception. So this is what we have to embrace. Now is not experiencing the world just through our 5 senses, right? The physical, it's just the physical realm. No, there's all kinds of different vibrational frequencies that we live in we're not aware of, right? Or just experiencing the life reality through the mind, right? We got to go here now. And this is another step. Well, we got to get good with our emotions. And people are freaking out. I don't know if you watch the news, but normal people, right? The normies, they're starting to freak out because this got majorly activated last weekend with the solar flares, right? So this is learning felt perception to feel your way through life. And then this is going to mutate. And then we're into this spirit awareness, which is frequency. It's experiencing life through frequency and vibration. So just a reminder of that, like where we're headed, why we're doing all this spiritual work. Okay. So let me look at some comments here. And then we'll go into the reading. Yeah. Okay, where do we go here? I don't know what your weather's like, but it's really overcast and rainy here. Satnam. Satnam. Okay, so Hermes. Hermes is an MG. So you know this one. Yeah. That's a pure manifesting generator channel, the 24. Or the 3420. Okay. Yay, we got a projector in the house. The 3 minutes of Sat Kriya. That's an old video. Holy crap. I think I did that in 2011. That's a great Kriya. Yeah, Sat Kriya. Full moon and your moon. That should be an emotional day for you. Okay. Satnam Haridas. Good to see you. Okay. Yeah. Something big around the corner for all of us. Yeah. Your strength comes from the divine. That's your true strength. Yeah. Yeah. And the thing too with Hermes, right? Hermes brought up a good thing here. Generators have this. If you have this defined, this is your sacral, you're automatically an MG or a G, right? And this is like your battery. This is your battery. So you want to be using that energy correctly, right, during your day. So like I said in my last video, look at the people in your life. Would you pay money to spend time with those people? Right? The generator energy, this is a currency. This is not about money and outside of you and dollars and coins. This is your true currency. The generators and the MGs are transmuting the slave. So you've got to flip it. So would I pay money to spend time with the people in my life? Would I pay money to go work at that place? Would I pay money to live in that place? What you got to do already, right? But look at it like my energy is money. My energy is money. And this is going to make things really easy. There's no way I would pay to spend time with that person. Well, don't spend time with them. That's your sacral saying no, right? Saying no. So this is another thing too, is to let go of this busy, 8 of Wands energy and get more intentional with how I'm spending my energy. Start to value your energy more, right, as an MG and a J. Yeah. Okay. And this, I guess I can flip back to that. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah. Well, to do any meditation practice right now would be a really good idea, and I've got free meditations on my YouTube channel too. Okay. So, do we talk about more about some questions to ask yourself for the 8 of Wands? How can you be more in the flow? Especially for generators and MGs. That's all about you being in the flow of life and responding. And asking yourself what changes are sweeping through your life right now, and how can I act differently, and how expend my energy. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's do some overlays. Where's my overlays? I'm going to go to the generators. There we go. So you can see that okay? Right on. And I've got, so this is for the generators. And so remember the generators, you're a human design type. You've got open and enveloping aura, and you're here to respond to life with your sacral, yes or no. That's your strategy. Okay, so there we go. And then I've got, I want you guys to see the cards. Okay, so we're going to pick some cards for the generator family, and hopefully you can see it, you can hear me. I got my mic beside me here. Okay. We're going to do some cards about what to let go of for the generators. Okay. So what do we have for our generator friends? What do we have for our generator friends? What do they need to let go of? It's way too many. Our generator friends, what do they need to let go of? Or what are they forcing in their life too? Okay. The 2 of Wands. Okay, what do we have for our generator friends? A nice message for our generator friends. Okay, there we go. Okay. And then we'll do die for the house. Let's give us more information. And that's the 2 right there. So that's the second house. Okay. So the generators, they've got the 2 of Wands. You can see that, the 2 of Wands right there. And then the Wheel of Fortune, and then the Knight of Wands. Okay. So lots of movement here, right? And then this one is waiting. Okay. Let me just see here. And the second house, so it's about money. Second house is all about money. So future planning, decisions, and discovery for that. And then the Knight of Wands is definitely the force energy, right? It can be very impatient. The Knight of Wands. Okay. And then the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Okay. So the 2 of Wands is about, about future planning. It's about making decisions, making discoveries, and how can you set yourself up for success with the 2 of Wands? Yeah. So this is saying to for this full moon. Right? For this full moon is to trust, right? So to trust. So I would say not to be using your mind, right? Your mind with the two of Wands to make your decision, your not self. Okay? And just to trust that this Wheel of Fortune, right? This is a really good card, and it's really, really positive. That the Wheel of Fortune is moving for you already, that you don't need to force anything to happen. and that you can act when you need to act. But the Knight of Wands is saying to make sure that you're connected to your true strength, because this Knight of Wands can be very, very impulsive, right? But bold, and bold to take action. So I would say not to take this, you know what this is saying is not to take premature action, right? Wait till the full moon, the May 23rd, 24th, 25th, we're in that energy. And then this will start to move for you. And then you take the bold action, right? Confidence. And you're using your sacral, right? To respond yes or no. And then you get your Knight of Wands energy on, and then you go for it, right? That's what I would say here. And it's in the second house. So this is about money. This is about money. So this is saying that an opportunity, it's going to be a financial win for you. Maybe you're looking at a new job or a new business opportunity, something like that. And the Knight of Wands is saying to in the second, is saying to value yourself. This is all about your self-worth, and to value your energy, generators, right? Everybody wants that generator energy, and you're not the slave anymore, right? So this is saying to wait, like wait after the full moon. Things are going in your favor, right? To trust that. The Wheel of Fortune's always bringing you something really, really positive. Yeah. So not to get impatient here, right? With the Two of Wands. I'm waiting. Well, there's a lot going on under the surface, right? For this full moon. But something has to come to an end, right? And maybe the planning is coming to an end. Thinking things through, you know, when you analyze and you're going back and forth in your head. Well, what if this, what if that? This will come to an end, and then it will be action time. Yeah. So that's exciting for the generators. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Enoch. Enoch says to like the video if that helps with the algorithm. Yeah, great. Okay. So let's go for the MGs, for the generators. What else do we want to say to the generators, since I have you here? We'll just watch the beginning of the video, generators, if you haven't already. And this is about the correct use of your energy, your sacral energy, and it's about trusting, right? Trusting that consciousness will move through you, that Wheel of Fortune energy will move through you at the right time, and then that's the time to act. But right now, those cards are saying this is not the time to make premature action. Okay. So let's go for the MGs. The manifesting generators. And we'll do some cards for them. So the MGs, this is your channel that's being activated. 3420. The channel of charisma. And this is you're busy doing the things that you love. This has the Cross of the Sleeping Phoenix energy. It's one of the major keys, is the 3420, the channel of charisma. And it's about empowerment, right? So when you're doing something that you love and it's coming from a deeper place through your response, right, your strategy, then you're going to empower other people. You'll send out that frequency of empowerment. Right, empowering other people to be their individual self and to take action, right? Correct action that empowers not only themselves but other people. Okay, so what do we got for the MGs? Okay, what's the message for the manifesting generators? Okay, for this full moon, well, that's the Lack card right there. Okay, what do we have for our manifesting generator friends? These two. Right there. More pentacles. People are into the pentacles. And let's see what house it's going to affect. Third house. Right there. Third house. Okay. So, well, this is letting go. This is walking away from something. And this is letting go of manifesting generators of this is scarcity consciousness right here, right? Left out in the cold. I'm left out in the cold. And it's third house. It's all about your thinking, how you're thinking. You're too focused on lack right now, too focused on lack. And it's causing despair, right? Some despair, the Eight of Cups here. So this is what this is saying for the full moon, is to let go of this thinking. And what does that mean? You've got to be self-aware, right? If we go back to, let's see here. If we go back to the chart, right? The 20, I don't know if you can see that, but the 20 is off the throat here, right? The 20 and the 34 go together. They're programming partners. And this is about being aware. Being aware. This means to be present in the now moment, MGs. So you're in the now moment. You're aware of what's going on in your head. The thoughts in your head. Because if you're not aware of the thoughts in your head, then you're being programmed. You are being programmed. You're being conditioned. You're just taking in the media. You're talking to other people. And they're like, do, 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 do. They're just typing in the program in your head. And there's a lot of lack right now. There's a lot of fear around money and resources on the planet because that's the programming, right? It's not you. It's not authentic to you. The 3420 is about you being your authentic self. Well, so this is saying to let go of this. Let go of this poverty thinking. Right? It's like to walk away from it. To walk away from it. Right here. And to look at what, that doesn't serve you anymore. So where in your life do you have this lack? This lack, and it's pentacle, so it's going to be around money, but it's around your communication. Maybe you're around people that have this energy, this scarcity energy, right? Because it's third house, so this is siblings. It can be your siblings, your neighbors, the people that are in your community that you see every day. Maybe they're in this energy, right? And remember that the 5 people that we spend the most time with, that's who we turn into, right? And maybe it's bringing you down. That energy, that vibration is bringing you down, and it's time to walk away from that, right? Because it's bringing the vibration down. It's bringing your vibration down. And the thing with the 5 of Pentacles, right? So you or these other people you're hanging out with, they can't see, like there's, right? They're so in their pity, and they're so in their victim consciousness, they can't see that there's light there, right? In some decks, it's like there's a key there, and they refuse to look at the key. Some people just refuse to get out of their victim consciousness, and so they'd rather be out in the snow, right, with their crutches and their thing, right? They can't see the way out. And even if you're a victim right now, maybe you're totally sitting in the victim consciousness as an MG. Well, you don't understand, Michael, my circumstances and blah, blah, blah. Listen, I've been there. And there's always light. There's always this. Because we live in a plane of duality. It can be so dark in your life. But if you pay attention in the now moment, not in your head, you're not self, you're going to find light. You're going to see it. Oh, there's an opportunity here. I can see it, right? But you have to be present with it. You can't be in victim complaining and blaming, right? So So it's time to walk away. It's time to walk away from this scarcity, because this is an illusion, this lack, right? This lack consciousness, scarcity consciousness. Some people are going to be stuck in that place, but you can't save them unless they want to be helped, and a lot of people don't want to be helped. They want to sit here. They don't want to take any responsibility for their life, right? They refuse to see that there's light there. And so this is saying to walk away. Walk away from this doom and gloom that's bringing you like no emotional fulfillment, and walk away from this. Maybe you're trying to save people, MGs, right? And then walk towards your Ten of Pentacles. Your Ten of Pentacles. And this is a really positive card. The Ten of Pentacles. This is financial security. It's long-term success. It's your true family. Your true family is not necessarily your blood family, MGs. Like your true soul tribe can be different, completely different people than your blood family, right? And maybe this is what you're looking for, right? So this full moon is like to let this go. And then not to worry. The message here is not to worry about your finances, right? Expect the money to show up. Not be in this. There's no expectation. It's all doom and gloom. The worst is going to happen. That's what this consciousness is saying, right? It's like to walk away from that and expect the best, MGs. And that prosperity will keep on flowing. Yeah. So being aware, have gratitude too, with the Ten of Pentacles, gratitude. And be aware of any part of you be aware. That's all I'm saying, is just be aware. That's for all the types. Just be aware of what's going on in your mind. We don't know how creative we are, right? And if you're not in charge of your mind, then someone else is. This is how it works. If I'm not in charge of my mind, someone else is. So you want to be the one in control of your mind. Okay? And then you can make that leap, right? This channel of initiation, make that leap into self-love, right? So MGs, just because this is your channel, is take inspired action, and it has to be rooted in your strategy. So the sacral will let you know if this is correct use of your energy or not. Okay? Let's see here. So that's the right there. Okay. So let's go to the projectors. Projectors. Okay. So this is a card for the projectors. So the projectors have the focused and absorbing auras, and they're here to be recognized and invited. Recognized and invited. Okay, what do we have for the projectors for this full moon? What kind of messages do we have for the projectors for this full moon? Oops. That's a lot. So pipe up if you're a projector, even on the replay too. And what do we have for the projectors? Page of Wands. Okay, we'll go with that. Oh, I think we got this last time too for the projectors. There. And the Chariot. Okay, and then this. What do we have for our projectors? Projectors. 10th house. Okay, so career. So there's some career. Okay. Okay, so how do we want to approach this? So remember that you're here to be recognized and then invited by the other. So that would be the 6, right? The 6 of Pentacles, the give and take. Okay. So there's it looks like there's a new inspiration, potential new beginning with the Ace of Wands. And then the Page there. And then that Chariot is moving on. Okay. Okay, projectors. Okay. So this is inspiration. So inspiration. What inspires you? New beginnings, movement, and what to let go of. Okay. Right there, the 6 of Pentacles. So this could be an imbalance, maybe at your workplace, wherever you're working, projectors right now. Whatever you're doing, there can be an imbalance. So the 6 of Pentacles is give and take. Okay. So are you, the question here for the projectors is, who do you relate to with the 6 of Pentacles, with this give and take and this balance? Are you relating to the one that's giving or the one that's receiving? That's what I would ask you right here. Am I the one receiving, or am I the one giving, or am I the one, or am I both with this giving and receiving? So with this full moon, it could be letting go of the imbalance, right, of the 6 of Pentacles. Like maybe you're giving way too much and receiving too little, as a projector. And this is always a dilemma for the projector because they live in the manifesting generator world. And so their measurement, according to the MGs and the Gs, they get out their ruler and their calculator and they'll say, well, projectors don't give, right? They're lazy, right? They're always tired. They don't do enough. And meanwhile, the projectors are exhausted because they don't have the energy that the MGs and the Gs have. So there can be issues around that with your work. So something needs to come into balance. That's what this full moon is saying. Something has to be into balance. And, we're talking about force. The 34 here, right? The 34 is the moon. This is the shadow of force. So you can't force projectors. You can't force yourself because you don't have the sacral. You can't force. So this is forcing energy that you don't have. So what happens when you're in the shadow of force, which is using your mind? Well, I have to keep up. This is the not self. I have to keep up with the generators and the MGs. I have to give as much as they do. Well, you don't have the energy that the MGs and the Gs have. So what happens is you are taking in their energy that's not yours and you're amplifying it and you're burning yourself out, right? You burning out. And this means that you're exhausted. So maybe you've been feeling this exhaustion. It's like, what's wrong with me? Well, you're feeling how you actually feel, right? That's the exhaustion. That's a big sign that you burned out. And it's a big sign that you're in the shadow of a force. And so what has to pay? Okay, well, I don't have the sacral energy. Okay, let's look at this in truth. Projectors don't have the sacral energy. They wake up, they get a quarter tank of gas. The MGs and the Gs wake up, they get a full tank, and it's like overflowing full, right? Projectors only have 1/4 tank, if that. So if they're using energy that they don't have, something has to pay. Something has to pay. And what has to pay is your prana. Your prana, the cells of your body have to pay the price, right? So this is going to affect your health, your physical health. So if you have health problems, projectors, I would look at this. Something has to change. Something is not sustainable in my life the way that I work. This is the 10th house, right? 10th house. So if we go back to the cards, then divine inspiration is coming, right, with the Ace of Wands. So this would be like an invitation. Look at that. That's an invitation card, right? So the invitation's coming through the divine, but through another person. So there's the invitation. So trusting that you don't have to be a generator and an MG. You don't have to play their game. That's not your game. It's not your game to play. And 2027's coming up fast, and the projectors are going to start to be recognized, right? Recognized, and then invited. And so this is an invitation to trust that your aura will bring in this invitation, and then it's showtime, right? So this is moving. This is moving forward, the Chariot. It's moving forward in your life, but from a really positive place, right? Not that 8 of Wands energy, but something that's sustainable, right? That Chariot. And it's a major arcana card, so it's going to be something like really amazing, like life-changing. That's what I see for the projectors there. What else? Do you get that, projectors? That you can't operate like the MGs and the Gs. Something's going to pay, and it's going to be your health, right, as a projector. So remember that maybe it's time to look at the way I work. How do I work as a projector? How do I work right now? And is it sustainable, right? Can I work like this for the rest of my life? Probably the answer is no, right? So not let the fears come in about money and survival and the rest of it. All the reasons why we compromise, as projectors. Okay, anything else? No. Okay. And let's go for the manifestors. Okay, the manifestors. And okay, I'm just saving these cards for later. Okay. So manifestors, 9% of the planet are manifestors. They're here to inform and then initiate. And they've got the closed and repelling aura, the manifestors. So we're looking at some cards for the manifestors for this full moon. For the manifestors, moving out of the shadow of force for this full moon. Okay. So force to a manifestor, like force to a projector would be forcing something when you haven't been invited. Generators are forcing something from your mind that you haven't responded to. Manifestors is just forcing without informing. Okay. What do we have for our manifestor friends? What do we have for our manifestor friends? What do they need to know for this full moon? Okay. manifestor friends? What do they need to know? That's one. Oh, that's a masculine energy there for the manifestors. Okay. And this wanted to come out too, so we'll take that one. Okay. So, Pentacles. Pentacles, Pentacles, Pentacles for the manifestors. And what house? 7th house. This is all about your relationships. Right? Manifestors, it's all about your relationships. Because you got the 2 of Cups here too. Okay. So the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles and the Emperor. Right? Okay, this is about your family, right? King of Pentacles likes to take care of his family. Remember, the manifestor is very masculine anyway. It's a very masculine energy. This is how to provide financially. Maybe you're thinking about your own business, right? How do I take care of my family with this new business? And I think we talked about this last time in the last video, was this conflict between you on your own, right, as a manifestor. Like, she's just chilling on her own, right? She's just like in luxury and just taking care of herself. And then you got this 2 of Cups, right? This is your relationships in the 7th house. So this is the tension right here, right? So maybe trying to force something, right? Force something. And this to me says, you know, I want to control. The Emperor's like, I need to control. I need absolute control in my relationship. And control to me as a manifestor is I don't share nothing with anybody because I don't like it, right? Manifestors don't like sharing. They don't like informing. They're not into that. They don't want to be controlled. They want to be the one controlled. They don't want an emperor over them. They want to be the emperor over other people, right? So to me, this is like, it's time to stop forcing this agenda. And what's the agenda really? Because the manifestor, what does the manifestor fear? That their sharing and their initiation will be rejected. That's what they're trying to stop. They're trying to stop feeling those uncomfortable feelings because they have to get vulnerable. It's very vulnerable for a manifestor to share and inform, right? Whatever divine inspiration's coming to them. So this is like, oh, I just want to bolt on my own, right? As a manifestor, I just want to be on my own. It's just a lot easier than having to deal with this couple stuff, right? This relationship stuff that I have to, you know, this is the other that I have to inform, right? But that's your strategy. If you want to be angry, then stick with this, right? Stick with this if you want to be angry and living as the not self. Or do you want to start to embrace, right, your strategy and come in peace? You can have peace with this. You can have peace in your relationships. All you have to do is start sharing, and then you initiate, and then you initiate. So to me, that's what this is saying, is to let go of control, right? Let go of control for this full moon. And the way that you've been operating, right? The way that you've been operating with this 8 of Wands energy and the 34 of Force has to come to an end. It's coming to an end. You have to embrace a different way because, you know, we're heading into the cross of the sleeping phoenix in 2027. And this is, human design is a gift. It's a gift. It gives us a way to make our decisions. Like, right? Manifestors want peace. That's their signature. They don't want to be angry. Well, this is your magic ticket, if you're listening right now, manifester, is you just have to inform and tell people and share with people what's going on for you, and then you'll get your peace. You'll get your peace that you want, and you can be in a relationship. Because a lot of manifestors can feel very alone, right, in that aura, that closed and repelling aura. But you can be in a relationship. You just have to work your strategy and your authority, right? And you can have this in your relationship. You don't need to control and force, right? Yeah. Okay. That's what I got for you. And then let's go for the reflectors. There's the reflector. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. The reflector to me is the end, the alpha and the omega of the reading. So they've got the sampling and resistant aura. The reflectors, only 1% of the world. So pipe up if you're a reflector, even on the replay. Let us know that you're a reflector, because you're rare and you want to connect with other reflectors. Okay. Okay. What do we have for our reflector friends for this full moon on the 23rd? We got 2 already. Another ace. Okay, what else for our reflector friends? Okay. And then let's roll a die for the house. 8th house, right there. The 8th house. Okay. So the Page of Pentacles is definitely an opportunity. More Pentacles. It's a financial opportunity. It's good news. It can be looked at as good news too. It's also the student. It can be the student too. And then some clarity, right? The Ace of Swords is clarity is coming. Maybe it's already come for you. Okay. And remember that this full moon is about letting go of force, the shadow of force, which is reflectors is using your mind, right? Instead of you, like following the lunar cycle. So this is a truth coming out for this full moon. Maybe you've already seen it, right? There's a breakthrough. There's a truth. There's a new mindset or perspective that you have to embrace for this. So this is good. Maybe the full moon is because you're ruled by the moon, right? The reflectors. The Sagittarius, right? Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, which is an expansion of the mind. That would fit with this Ace of Swords there. And then there's the ingratitude card. This is the brat card. I'm a brat, right? I'm just focused on what's wrong. Those 3 of cups that are empty. And I'm not like he's totally focused right on these 3 of cups. He doesn't see that the divine gift of that cup is there for him if he just, opened up and saw it. So the mental clarity is not going to come if you're in this energy, reflector, like woe is me. This is victim energy. I'm just focused on all the disappointment, right? The disappointment, the not self-reflector. I'm so disappointed with people. I'm disappointed with myself. I'm disappointed with my life so far. Well, you got to look around. Like I said, to the MGs, listen to the MGs, the manifesting generators. They have to stop and look around and pay attention. With this the 2034 that's activated, the sun and the moon here, right? That the 20 is being in the now. It's being in the now, and it's about pain, attention. Isn't it interesting? It's called pain, right? Pain. This is using your awareness properly, as I'm going to pay attention to the present now moment, and then I'm going to see this opportunity that's there for me, right? This Page of Pentacles. So I think that's the lesson for all of us, is just to ground and pay attention, come more into the now moment, out of the mind, taking control of your own mind, you know? And I'll go into the nodes, because I didn't talk about that in the first part because we've had a nodal change, you've noticed, right? There's the south node's what we're letting go of. This is the 48. And then the north node is what we're embracing, the 21. So this is letting go of inadequacy, right? Feeling that you're inadequate, you're not good enough, right? To make this leap, the 41 into the 25, the channel of initiation. So letting go of that and taking more control of your life, which is to take control of your mind, right? All the problems are right there in the mind, the not self, for all of us. They're all there. The enemies aren't outside of you. Your problems aren't outside of you. It's all in here. It's all in your mind. So it's about changing your thinking. And that's what this is. Change your way of thinking, right? Because we had the other ones, was the 5 of Pentacles for the MGs. This is changing your way of looking at things. Same with the manifestors. Change your way of looking at things. The projectors too, right? So changing your perspective, and that fits with the archetype of Sagittarius too, like open up your mind and stay true. If I were to say one message from this channel, is be authentic. Commit to your authenticity. Be authentic. Your authenticity is your divinity. That's your divinity, is your authenticity. And it doesn't come from your mind. Your authenticity does not come from your mind. It's coming from your soul, right? Your spirit. That's where it's coming from. Okay, so to relate to that. Okay. So, I just want to see if there's any. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, right on Peaches Peaches is a manifester. Okay, great. Okay. So that's what I have for you for this full moon, and I'll let you know when my next video will be, but I'm back to normal, back to my normal rhythm for this week. Okay. So take care, everybody, and have a great full moon on the 23rd. And this is still the time to be, because we're still in, Pluto's still in that 41st gate of the new. So there's still time to be meditating, right? Receiving your marching orders from the divine, where you're to be contributing. Remember, we're in the 8 right here. There's the 8, and Jupiter's in there expanding it with Venus, right? This is for the full moon. This is for the full moon, and it's in the 6th line. This is the end, right? So, yeah, to look at the 8, and this is all about being your unique self. This is what's will be valued in the cross of the cycle of the cross of the sleeping phoenix that starts in 2027. Get on board now, right? Not self will not be rewarded. Not like it was the last 400 years. Not self looked like it was getting rewarded. Oh, I can't be myself. I'll be ostracized from society. I won't be able to survive. I have to compromise myself to fit in. That will not be rewarded anymore. The new way, we have to start embracing the new way for 2027, which is to be your authentic self. That's what will be rewarded, right? Okay. So I will see you in the next video, everybody. Take good care, and I'll see you soon. Okay. Bye-bye. Sat Nam.